State down here in Tennessee. We don't need y'all to talk about us because we're going to talk about ourselves. We told y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Titans 2. We've made it back, everybody. Me here, sitting here with you here now. Justin here, Jake there, but also here with you from Dayton, Ohio, doing his thing up there, representing the Titans up there, ready for another season of frustration and breaking the hearts and disappointment. I don't know, but we've become used to that, Jake. So first of all, we're recording this on Tuesday, and I know we said we're going to be doing Monday videos throughout the season. You know, Mondays, previewing the next game and recapping the game before. We've already fallen short of that, Jake. We've already let that timeline slip.
The season hasn't technically started, Justin. It hasn't technically started yet, so we're off the hook for Monday this week. But, there will be 17 Mondays to come where we need to be on the ball. And, with the frustrations and the joys and the lows and the disappointments and everything, that's just that's the epitome of the NFL fan experience. So strap me in for the ride, I'm bringing down the roller coaster. And I'm ready to ride, Justin. As they say, Titans Nation, let's ride.
Let's ride, Titans Nation. Yes, we didn't rip that from any other player or team at all. Let's ride. Ride into the sunset of New Orleans here, down in the Bayou. Titans making a trip down to New Orleans. They are opening as 3-point dogs, but they are the road team. So really, they always say they automatically give 3 points to the home team. So really, it seems like an even matchup, like on paper. But who really knows? Week 1, anything can happen. Unexpected things always happen week 1. So what are we really going to get here? What are we going to see from this Titans team? How are we going to measure up to this new look Saints team now? Goodbye, Sean Payton. Goodbye, Drew Brees. It was nice having you here. And now we're entering the Derek Carr and Dennis Allen era. Can they measure up to what Sean Payton and Drew Brees established here? I don't know. We'll see. Dennis Allen. He was like the defensive coordinator there for a long time. Is that right?
I believe so. And then he was a coach, head coach at the Raiders for I think 3 seasons, and then he was the head coach in New Orleans last season, led them to a 7-10 record. Justin, it's worth noting that 7-10 record is the best job that Dennis Allen has done as a head coach in his entire tenure throughout those 5 seasons. He's 15-38 as a head coach. That's not great. Not great, but again, week 1, new look team, anything can happen. We can't really take Dennis Allen's previous coaching experience into this week 1 matchup with New Orleans. Like you said, anything can happen. I mean, it's the hardest week to predict what's going to happen in the NFL because it's so topsy-turvy, and whatever happens week 1 also has little indication of what happens the rest of the season. The year the Titans were blown out by Arizona, they were the number 1 seed in the AFC. So,
I was going to go to Ken Whisenhunt, where we blew the brains off of Tampa Bay in his first game, Marcus Mariota's first game, 42-14, I think, and we won literally one more game the rest of that year. So anything can go here, week 1. So it's hard to gauge, how good a team may actually be. They're just kind of feeling themselves out, feeling themselves up a little bit, So we'll see how the Titans are feeling here, week 1. Good news, though, Titans fans, is that we don't have to face probably the best player on that team in Alvin Kamara, who's serving a 3-game suspension, I believe. So those are some big shoes to fill, and they're going to look to Jamal Williams, who's a new face on that team as well, to be the feature back. More of the between the tackles, power runner, and he showed that with Detroit last year. I think he had 18 rushing touchdowns. Wow. I should have written that down, but I know he led the league in rushing touchdowns last year. So So he's no slouch, that's for sure, but definitely a different style of running back than Alvin Kamara. So yeah, thoughts. That's huge. That's a huge player to be missing against this defense, who we're pretty high on in this defensive front. Finally healthy, Jake. I don't know. What do you expect out of our defense and the matchup going against Jamal Williams here?
With you, I'm very high on the Titans defense, Justin. It's hard not to be high on this Titans defense, especially that front defensive line. And if last year was any indication, with a lesser group of guys being so stout against the run last season, if they can carry any of that into this season with a more healthy, more productive squad, bringing in Arden Key, getting Harold Landry back, who we forgot was on the Titans last year, it was out of sight, out of mind for Harold Landry, and having him come back. I know he's more of a pass rusher type, but having that front defensive line stacked, stout, fully loaded, I anticipate nothing less than the rushing defense that we saw from this Tennessee team last season. The Alvin Kamara subtraction is a huge win for the Titans, especially coming into a week 1 matchup. It kind of allows you to have a little bit of room for error because Alvin Kamara is such a dynamic player, catching balls out of the backfield, very shifty player, something we saw from the Titans in the preseason. Granted, it was second team defense mostly, was not great tackling, Justin, not great pursuit of the ball. So again, having a guy like Kamara out is a big win. I do have to note, with Jamal Williams versus Chigakonkwo on the Titans, I know that's not a matchup head to head, but they lead the league for the all anime team. I know that both those guys are big anime fans. It's a big part of their personality and kind of character about themselves. That has nothing to do with the game matchup, but I thought that was a funny call out.
That's good. That's hard hitting analysis that we deliver here at Titan Steve. I actually I knew that about Williams. I didn't know that about Chig. I guess I missed some interviews or some headlines when he's talking about that stuff.
You got to dig deeper, Justin. You got to dig past the box score.
I know. I'm slacking in my diving deep here. Well, they'll have something to talk about, before and after the game, maybe between some snaps. Well, I guess they both play offense, so that would be difficult. But anyway, so yeah, big boost for the Titans defense, not to even have to worry about watching any film or game planning at all for Alvin Kamara. But they do have a player returning who I feel like he hasn't played in like a decade, because I don't know why, but it just seems like it's been so long since he had his record-breaking catch season. Michael Thomas, I believe that was in 2019. And they played the Titans late in the season in 2019, which was our AFC Championship game run year, and who we played a really exciting game with them. But that's when Michael Thomas was going off and breaking records. And so now he's coming back. I think he's been back in the lineup since then, but sparingly. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of player that he is, if he's lost any steps, or if he's going to pick right back where he left off, which would be bad news. Because they also have another really good wide receiver who had a great rookie year last year, and Chris Olave or Olav. What do we do with the E here? Olave. That's what we do there. Okay. We had 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns catching through the air rookie season. So things are looking promising for him. Jimmy Graham came back. When did that happen? I don't know. I was looking at like some preseason stuff, and I saw him catching some passes, and I was like, what? I thought he like was in the news for something, like I don't know, like he had some kind of like mental episode, like I thought, or like I think it ended up being a nothing burger, but he was like in the news for something, and then now he's back on the Saints. So I don't know, maybe it's like a retirement tour for him.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, I don't know. So when you put Derek Carr there with these potentially great weapons, I know Jimmy Graham's like almost 40, probably a little over the hill. I mean, this could be a very dangerous team, even though Alvin Kamara is not back there. If they can get a balance from the passing and some production on the ground with Jamal Williams, keep our defense on their toes, this could be a dangerous offense to try to contain, because there's still a lot of talent there on paper, at least.
Definitely. Yeah, the wide receiving room is scary from a name standpoint, Justin. You have 2 Ohio State Buckeyes there, and Michael Thomas and Chris Olave. Yep. But honestly, Justin, I really only think you have to, stay up at night and grind some game film on one of those guys, and it's the younger of the two, and that
Yeah.
is Chris Olave. I feel like he is much more of a threat than Michael Thomas at this point in time going into 2023, Justin. Think about that. I mean, you're wearing the shirt right now. Marcus Mariota was a Tennessee Titan the last time Mike Thomas played elite football. And that should say a lot. I know he's coming back, and I know he's still got talent. It's not like, he fell off a cliff or anything, but after 3 seasons, really, I think he's only played 3 games in 3 seasons.
Wow.
I mean, what can we really expect from Michael Thomas? So hopefully, the healthy secondary the Titans have coming into this game, Christian Fulton on a contract year, Roger McCreary looking to take that next step, and then Sean Murphy-Bunting as the new addition to this crew. I know he can be, feast or famine in his cornerback duties, but hopefully the secondary can gel for the Titans and keep, Chris Olave at bay. And I don't know if it's the hater in me or what, but I don't expect Mike Thomas to make a whole lot of noise as, Jimmy Graham. I mean, you're talking about 2 guys whose elite production are several years behind them at this point. So hopefully, I'm a little worried about the Titans linebacking depth and kind of covering the tight ends. Probably not Jimmy Graham, but in that part of the defense worries me a little bit. And I feel like at corner, we've struck out a little bit here and there, mostly because of injuries and having to use guys at the back end of the roster. But I think this matchup bodes well for the Titans going into week 1, at least on paper, looking at what should be I think a top 10 defense for Tennessee.
Yeah. And not just that, but also I've listed here their other receiver who's had some really good games for him in the past. Traquan Smith is listed as doubtful coming into this game. And also Taysom Hill, the gadget do-it-all kind of player, is listed as questionable. And he's been known to line up at wide receiver, obviously, many times. So they could be even more shorthanded. I don't know what's going on there. They caught the Titans injury bug, apparently, coming into week 1 with a lot of seemingly big injuries to that football team. But we'll see how our defense holds up. I like what you said real quick about Roger McCreary. I'm just glad you brought him up because it seems like, I don't know. I know it's not everybody, but for me, I feel like I kind of forget about him when I'm thinking about our defensive backs because we have Christian Fulton, we got Sean Murphy-Bunting, waiting on, Caleb Farley to come around from his injury issues, Elijah Molden. But then we have McCreary, who was a rookie last year, and I feel like he, under the radar, low-key, had a pretty solid rookie season. We probably ended up having to force him into the lineup earlier, to play major contributing snaps than we would like. And we were just like, look, dude, just go out there and just please be good. We're really struggling at this position. And I think he held it down all right. I mean, yeah, he has had some rookie, gaps, you could say, here and there throughout, that every rookie has. But it's going to be interesting watching his development and progression into year 2, because I think he could round out to be a really solid player. But yeah, I like what you said. As long as we're healthy, I like our depth going up against their weapons at receiver. And Chris Olave being the guy to really look out for. He was a proven player last year, not coming off an injury and not extremely old. And not suspended like all these other players that we're talking about. So he's going to be an X factor, I think, in this game for the Saints. And then looking at their defense real quick to flip sides of the ball, they've had some players there for a while now, and they're kind of like the Titans, I feel like, where they're kind of flying under the radar as a really good defensive unit. They have some good players on that side of the ball. Obviously, Cameron Jordan, who's been there forever, defensive end. Linebacker Demario Davis has really come around to one of the top linebackers in the league. Marshon Lattimore, great cornerback, and then Tyrann Mathieu is bouncing around the NFL, and he's currently landed on the Saints. So some really quality players at all levels of the defense for them. So this offense, they're going to get tested. Really looking forward to seeing how this offensive line holds up against the Saints front there. Hopefully they can start gelling and move the ball down the field. But I think, me personally, I think we're not going to try anything crazy, I don't think, with some new receiver weapons. I think we're just going to stick to our bread and butter. Let's try to run the football, get Derrick Henry in there, try to find a way to get Spears involved, let this offensive line kind of slowly get in the groove and gel together, get into the game, get their feet under them a little bit, play some Titans football. And we're going to be, I feel like we might be seeing a lot of handoffs to Derrick Henry. So,
what tells you that, Justin?
Oh, I don't know. How about 20 years of Titans football that I've been watching? That's all we do, dude. Except unless we have Arthur Smith. That was amazing. That was an amazing offensive year. But yeah, I don't know. I just spouted out a lot of word vomit about the Saints defense going against the Titans offense. What are your thoughts? What are you looking to see here?
Absolutely. One of my main keys to the game is keeping Cam Jordan at bay and you know, the rest of the Saints pass rush at bay, because like you said, we have basically an entirely new offensive line coming into this game. I'm happy that they saw extended preseason action to try and come together as a unit. It was mixed results in that preseason, but you know, basically cut and dry, the Titans 2023 success is going to come down to, can they keep Ryan Tannehill off the ground? This was the 31st ranked offensive line in the league last year. So yes, it can get worse. It can get worse technically, but you know, the optimism in me says there's nowhere to go but up. And especially, I think adding Peter Skoronski, I think he's going to be a blue chip type player, and he's just going to be a solid presence for this offensive line. I hate putting that on him as a rookie coming right in and having to, you know, contribute significantly, but it's going to come down to that interior O-line for the rushing attack, and then the tackles. I'm really worried about those tackles, Justin.
Yeah.
We'll see if Dylan Radins comes into the fold. It's going to be interesting to watch if this Titans offensive line can keep Tannehill off the ground throughout the game. Yeah, I think Derrick Henry gets, you know, at least 20 touches in this game, be it, you know, screen passes, which we saw more of last season, which I thought was very encouraging for Derrick Henry's overall production in this offense, is to get him the ball more in space instead of just ramming him into the back of the offensive line 30 times. And then, like you said, getting Tyjae Spears involved in this game is going to be a treat to watch. I'm excited to see if Tim Kelly can bring any wrinkles and, you know, exciting play designs to this Titans offense that they've been sorely lacking since the departure of Art Smith. Justin, I know we can kind of flip it. We haven't talked about the receivers yet. It remains to be seen if Treylon Burks is going to be playing in this game. I'm sure he's going to come in with a questionable tag. And what do you anticipate DeAndre Hopkins' role to be in this Titans offense week one?
I think we're going to try to get him involved. I think we're going to be targeting him on some third downs. Utilize him on what he does best. You know, working the sidelines, you know, with his short to intermediate route running. Look to him to convert drives, convert third downs, extend drives, I should say. I don't think he's going to be that player anymore that's going to take the top off the defense, you know, that he was in Houston and maybe his first season in Arizona. But he's still a savvy, just vet with impeccable hands and route running and an understanding for defensive coverages and knowing where to go in his spot. And Ryan Tannehill is a very smart quarterback, and I think they could develop some chemistry pretty quickly if they can both anticipate each other and being on the same page of where you're going. So yeah, especially if Burks doesn't go, I think we're going to have to lean on Hopkins in the pass game, because what else are you going to do? Nick Westbrook-Ikhine is back there, and
step on down or step right up. Come on down.
Come on down. Step up. Step down. Tighten up. Anchor down. All of it. Or Chris Moore, Vrabel favorites. Is anything gonna, is he gonna help us out at all in this game? But I think missing Burks is gonna put some pressure on Hopkins for sure, and to try to target him, get him involved. I'm sure, especially if Burks doesn't go, they're gonna have to just shadow him with Marshawn Lattimore, maybe even double team him, because outside of that, who are you really worried about if you're the Saints defense? We could, get Chig involved. He'll be a crucial player, even throughout the season, to lean on for some offensive production in the pass game. But But yeah, I don't know. I could see it. I mean, it's DeAndre Hopkins. I could see 60, 70 yards, maybe a tutty out there. That would be amazing.
I would be so happy with that, Justin. You have no idea. After the Julio experiment, I mean, if he catches a touchdown before the last game of the season, I'm going to be ecstatic.
He'll already have surpassed Julio's touchdown production if he does that. So yeah, I mean, we can speculate all we want, but we don't really know here. It being week 1 here. But I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see DeAndre Hopkins out there in the two-tone blue, catching some passes. So yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I guess if we want to go to do you have a score prediction?
I do, Justin. I'm going to get to a couple keys real quick to the game. And, you know, if I sound like a broken record going through all of our Titans Tube episodes over the past 4 seasons, the Titans cannot turn the ball over in this game. The Titans under Mike Vrabel are basically unbeatable if they don't turn the ball over. Ryan Tannehill, game manager QB, Derrick Henry grinding up yards on the ground, wearing down the defense. If it turns into a slugfest, you know, you always like the Titans in these close, low-scoring games under Mike Vrabel. So that's one of my main keys of the game, and I want to see Ryan Tannehill sacked 3 or less times. And I know that's not asking for a lot to be sacked 3 or less times. It might be asking for a lot, Justin. But if he's sacked 3 or less times, that is at least promoting a hopeful atmosphere for week 1 and beyond for this Titans team. And let's just try and get out of this game healthy, Justin. Let's just keep stacking good days as a team. And, you know, like we said at the top, don't put too much stock into week 1 if the Titans lose or look real ugly or Ryan Tannehill sacked 10 times. Because, you know, there's 16 more games to go after this Sunday. So there's a lot of season ahead of us, and let's not that's my fan key to the game, Justin, is don't overreact as fans to week 1 action. That being said, Justin, I love the Titans this week as road dogs going to the Superdome, getting the win. I will say my score prediction is 24-20 Titans win.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to change my prediction. That was literally what I was 24-20.
You shouldn't have given me the first crack at it.
It's not. I've learned my lesson now. Okay. So for my key, I thought you had already kind of went into your key, so I'm just going to steal one of your keys. But you mentioned Cameron Jordan and containing him, man, and because he can be a game wrecker. And with these new tackles, especially, I think he does rush from the right side. I'm sure they line him up everywhere, but if we've got a unproven right tackle out there one-on-one with him, like, oh, Lord, that's some like Todd Downing, Mike Mularkey, like or Terry Robisky. Doesn't make any sense. You have an all-pro pass rusher, and you have an unproven guy, and you're just out here calling plays and thinking that, oh, we've got him blocked, you know, on paper. No, we don't. No, we don't, because you got to look at the individual players you're matching up against. We need to bring help to block Cameron Jordan. Because I mean, he's proven time and again he can be a game wrecker, and he can strip sack and cause fumbles and change the trajectory of games. I mean, sacks are drive killers; they're momentum swingers. So yeah, like run the football where he's not. Give extra protection, you know, for a pass play. Like I'm really hammering in and honing in on, you know, Cameron Jordan is going to be our, you know, Achilles heel here, which may or may not happen, but. It's a big key when I'm looking at, you know, what the Titans offensive line is looking like versus what they're going up against. And a player like him is huge. And then on the flip side, it's kind of the same for key. Like Derek Carr, we've had some success against Derek Carr. And I think we can take advantage week 1, with it being week 1, and how that team may or may not still be getting on the same page together. You know, new team for Jamal Williams, Derek Carr, and wasn't there another one? Jamal Williams and Derek Carr. Michael Thomas. I don't know. He hasn't played well. I don't know. But they're all going to have to gel with their new quarterback and running back and all that. And maybe we can take advantage of some early miscues. I don't know. But I think getting in Derek Carr's face with this front is going to be a big key, and not allow them to get comfortable in their offense. And so there's kind of one key here and there on both sides of the ball for me. And I guess my new score prediction now, I think the Titans can put up 27. And let's go 10-point win. I think the Titans go in and we're going to shock some people. We'll go 27-17. Titans win big. That would be a big for the Titans, winning by 10 points there. So I don't know, man. I guess I'm a little too hyped. I wasn't really in there paying attention in May, June, even the beginnings of July. But as the season gets closer, preseason's getting played. You look at the schedule, you look at the DeAndre Hopkins signing. We're wearing the Oilers throwback jerseys. I'm back, dude. I'm back. I'm so excited. Hell, ooh.
I got the water bottle sticker. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
At first, I thought it was like a branded Oilers thing, but it was a sticker. But it's still cool. I have a. Oh, of course, my stupid.
Yeah, graphic. Green screen. I accept. There you go. Nice. It's all about the quickness there. I missed one key to the game, Justin. If Nick Folk misses a field goal, I want him gone. Any kick, I want him gone.
We're never going to solve the kicker issue.
I'm sick of it. I'll sign up to kick. Hell, why not? So that is my last key to the game as we wrap this video up is put the ball through the uprights, Nick Folk, please, for the love of God, please.
Can you imagine? Like first drive of the game and Tanny drops a dime to DeAndre Hopkins for a 30-yard touchdown and we're like, oh yeah. Then Nick Folk comes on and completely shanks the extra point. That's the ultimate Titans experience.
I can see it happening. I mean, you've put it in my head and now we've manifested it and that is exactly what's going to happen, Justin. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. I'm glad you brought up Nick Folk though, because that's a big story that we hadn't talked about since our last video. So yeah, we'll see. Michael Badgley came in, didn't do enough. He's gone, and now we're bringing.
To say the least,
we traded a 7th rounder to bring Nick Folk in here, so it's going to be a carousel, unfortunately, of kickers yet again. We'll see. We'll see what he can do. Maybe he can save us for one season.
Please, Nick. Please.
But I guess that's it. We'll always have Stonehouse though. Stonehouse, we can lean on him as a great special team ace. So cool. I guess we could wrap it up there. Those are our opening thoughts for the first game of the year. Titans at Saints, 2023 kicking off here. Can't wait, man. What else? You got anything else for us?
That's about it. It's just unreal. Here we are back at it, Justin. Who'd have thought? Here we are back again. Week 1, gotta love it. There's nothing better than the first NFL slate at 1:00 on Sunday. Chef's kiss, beautiful. Looking forward to all the games. And you gotta love a Titans season where you don't really know what to expect coming into it. They're kind of underdogs. They're overlooked right now. The Jags are supposed to run away with this division, Justin. We'll see. All we can do is watch and root with our full hearts. What is it? Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. So that's going to be our motto all season long.
Yeah.
Anything else to take us to the barn?
No. I think that was perfectly said. I'm ready for it. Chiefs and Lions opening the season in two days on Thursday Night Football. Go Lions, because screw the Chiefs.
The Lions are America's team next Thursday. There's no doubt about that. Well, I think that'll wrap it up here for Titans Tube. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Tighten up. Thank y'all for tuning in for yet another season of Titans Tube. We will be back at you on Monday, September the 11th, right before that Jets-Bills opening game. That's going to be another great one with our recap of this game and a preview of the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin, tighten up, and we will see you in the next one.